The Enlightenment Chasers. Royalties of Peace. Yes, we are stealing the storms back to peace that has no storm while holding on to perfect peace. This is the Golden Age podcast, all about enlightenment of the future that starts with us, the people of today, the AI world of today. Welcome to episode 71 by Marvis Freely Fang, January 21st of 2026. All about our journey to the destination of battlefield free. Our journey to the destination of battlefield free. Free at last, free at last. On January 19th, Monday, 2026, was Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s Day, in which I tried for us to understand our journey of enlightenment, enhancing. The enhancement of enlightenment did not just start with entertainment, but rather conflicts and misunderstanding owing to knowledge deficit. The awareness of the dark age entering into the light age, and today we celebrating the golden age. What is the golden age to us? The Black race movement. While counting onto the United States of America's 250th anniversary that will take place in July, the Black race movement are expected to balance of the mind towards the celebration, acknowledging we are also part of the celebration. We cannot downgrade our journey because of some backlashes or backlashes or supremacy contradicting those in dominion are the Black race, are where we come from, Africa, our origin, before the diaspora of the Western world that came about after the splitting of the great land into two, and America on the other side. It started with the ocean drifting the land into two. This war is not only about the people. This battlefield of the mind is not only about the physical beings that we are, but also involving the weather and every existence of the living earth, where mankind is of higher mind, If we stay ignorant of the purpose of our journey, we will get into conflict with the journey of the innate and the weather. Today, January 21st of 2026, after celebrating Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s Day, all about our journey or a dream to excellence that started with our ancestors. It is unto us to mark the end of it with all knowledge we have acquired, that enabled the building of the black and white community called America. The United States of America, its core, we must resonate with to resolve near and far of our journey to the destination, battlefield free. Ice sublimes, water evaporates. We are experiencing three forms of war at this present time: the trade war, the weather war, and the battlefield of the mind. Before I go into the acquiring from the celebration of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s Day, waking up today concerning the trade war and learning about the Treasury Secretary, Sir Scott Bassett, defending His Excellency President Donald Trump, pushing to buy Greenland by increasing tariffs over some 8 powerful European countries, including Denmark, and the people of Greenland itself, could seem irrationalized if we do not understand the universal journey unto enlightenment of not only humans involved, but also the weather. We may ask what is really going on. How do we enable the young generation to understand this journey, which we have been misunderstanding all along? What is His Excellency President Donald Trump doing? The mindset he's applying is from the within. The spirituality of politics is the same spirituality of all religions. The enlightenment, the wisdom behind our existence, to affirm the perfect of being. The place of stability is where there is no division. What are all of these increasing in nations and multiplying? It is our backlash is against us beginning to have different values and afflicting each other, unable to relate with each other. It's a desolation. The buying of the green land is a beautiful crown unto the people of America, of the United States of America. The highest of all nations that shines the light of our expected journey. Perfect peace of none left behind. Buying the green land will increase the resources of the United States of America. But the question is, are the people ready for this crown, for this benefit? Will there be a balance between the mind of the people and the acquiring of this resource? The need for the liberty to shine through the world. The Statue of Liberty fulfilling its purpose is the people to be of effective liberty seeking, battlefield free of the mind. Why is Denmark and the other European countries against the United States of America from buying this land? The misconception of the people of the United States of America. The question is, are they worth the reward? Not that they don't want to sell it to the United States of America, but the question to the people of the United States of America is, are they worth their reward? If they want to crown themselves king, are they worth being king? Is their mind the mind of battlefield free? Are we the white mind? Which is why His Excellency President Donald Trump is pressing on tariffs on the European countries until they sell the green land, to awaken the people to balance of the mind in the United States of America. Lashing the backs of our traditionalists should mean something to us, the modern world. Like slaves, is Greenland and the 8 European countries being lashed with tariffs in replacement of whips on the backs of the blacks. Slavery, suppressing the mind of another is of knowledge deficit, is discomfort. According to NBC News on January 19, 2026, it states that territorial integrity and sovereignty and fundamental principles of international law, Europe stands in full with Denmark and the people of Greenland against the sales of the Greenland are being attacked with tariffs. We, the black race, taken from our land to the United States of America to become Americans by force. It may seem by force, but rather an enforcement to come to our senses. It is not about increasing in number, but rather realizing the difficulties that it is of separating from each other. We begin to lose values that we held together. Friendship begins to be a complication. Diaspora and traditionals are very, very different towards each other. There is conflict between the traditionals and the diaspora to indicate increasing in number is not the solution. Therefore, we are expected to move inward, moving back into smaller population and not increasing in population. We are not called to spread, but rather decrease in population and grow of the mind, ascending into freedom is the spirit. The spirit of freedom is the spirit of accomplishment and fulfilling of existence. The gaseous state needs not become water or ice. It's our final conclusion after realizing the collisions that exist of becoming liquid and solid. Trying to implement physics in our journey for easier understanding for the young generation of what is really taking place in humanity, like one, but a lot of differences and variations. But the mind needs answers of resting and not laboring. Alongside the weather war, our increasing territories must redirect the mind of the humans of what the weather is after. While humans own the warmer areas, the warmer environment, their increasing in number was not to keep on increasing, but to enforce the animals to go towards the colder areas and begin to reduce in population. Humans use their population to reduce the population of the animals or creatures. Because the further the animals go, they begin to realize there's no space and they begin to reduce in population. But while the humans are growing, the bigger animals begin to reduce in population, but the smaller animals begin to find more room in the facilities of the humans, like the insects. They begin to find a place to hide and make their own. And the only way we can resolve those completely is not with the palliative of prevention. The prevention means are limited. It requires us to realize that we are supposed to be ascending into integrity and not making despair of making babies. Wisdom age should not come with wrinkly, but coming to the right mind of our journey is only for a time and not to enable an extended stay. If we understand the simplicity of the movement of our black age of being humans, opaque, into the spirit realm of transparency, of battlefield free, we'll begin to redirect our minds of enlightenment of the future to be achieved, of expected, understanding what the weather is playing and what humans are doing. The right reason for the increasing in number of population was for a time and not a tradition to keep. Civil right war, the battlefield free mind we earn at the end has been a journey from the dark age to present time, and we coming to understand the activities taking place is to evacuate the earth and let the earth breathe and return to transparency. Refugees fighting for their living and prisoners seeking for freedom owing to the knowledge deficit we have not resolved. We yearn for change, but must understand where the change will come from by understanding the simplicity of life that is plain than our exaggerations and complicated establishments of systems. The Black movement is of both white race and black race and all existence that are opaque. Sir Roland Martin Shaw enabled a ceremony presentation in Dallas on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s Day in Dallas, Texas, where many were honored of the black race coming from that pressure and depression of cruelty during the slave period when we're still awakening to our senses that increasing in number is not a solution, neither is the lashes on backs any solution to the problem. But schools attending to graduate, we all have come to the place of the right mind, the battlefield, where the true lashes are of knowledge, like raindrops on a thirsty land of the mind. This beautiful presentation of the keynote presentation on this day by Sir Roland Martin in Texas helps us to understand the growth from a place of desolation to free at last with sound mind, healing, and bringing light, fulfilling our ancestors of accomplishments, of returning to the expectation of ancestors, originally from the land of Africa. The true purpose of our existence of being humans, of higher minds, over all other existence, was to come to the place to conclude that it's not about extending, but becoming appeased with our being in the place of rest, transparency, spirituality indivisible. The reason we celebrate Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. celebrates every other who were involved in the search for freedom from the physical corporal cruelty, so we can have the mind to absorb the knowledge that is presented with us today. Yes, water may be the solution, like knowledge is the solution. But without the awareness of the problem, how do we know that we need water? We must be able to be aware of our desolation, of misunderstanding the increasing in number, to assist all other creatures that cannot become of higher minds to be able to recover from this place of desolation and instability, where the earth itself is uncomfortable, opaque is discomfort, transparency is a battlefield free and comfortness. The white and gray area are yearning to become transparent, of none left behind. I hope this episode edifies us to realize the dignity that we are, greater than of black, gray, or white, but the transparency of all existence, back to battlefield free, of none left behind, enlightenment of the future, counting this 250th anniversary, celebrating. It would take the black race to walk upon itself, to attack itself, because it will do so gracefully, than someone else to grip on you. It is better when you grip on yourself because you understand the sensations and pain levels you can bear than another. Let us individually, according to our races, be able to dismantle self, to expect it, of our journey, of ascending, no more descending, ascending into the within of transparency, and not spreading into other planets or worlds of battlefields, but into rest and freedom at last, gracefully to perfect peace. You need not go to the ocean to know what water is like when a drop is sufficient to learn from and return to transparency. It's closest to pure water, the gaseous state of perfect peace, of no collision, no particles, the uniformity of one indivisible. Thank you.